Hold up, stop the presses, gather around everyone. Furukawa-san, aka the president of Nintendo, just posted on social media that within the next year, we will get an announcement for the successor to the Nintendo Switch. You know, that little handheld device that everyone and their grandma has.
Let's go!
Yes, I am super hyped about this. I've been wanting a Switch Pro, Switch 2, whatever the thing is going to be called, for a long time now. Look, the Switch is an awesome platform, but it is old. I mean, that tech in that thing is over 10 years old at this point. So it's time for an upgrade. Look, we've been seeing all the rumors for years, what the specs are going to be, when it's going to release, the delay of said release, will it be another Wii U, and more. But we finally have official confirmation so we have lots to discuss. We need to go over what the next Nintendo console needs to do to be completely successful over the current Switch. As always, leave your comments down below and what your #1 feature is that needs to be on the system when it releases, and will you be buying this console, whether it's on release or later down the road. Let us know everything down below. So, the Nintendo Switch. Pretty safe to say it's sold pretty well over the last 7 years of it being out. But it is finally time to say goodbye to the dinosaur tech that is in there and make room for the Switch 2. Or the Switch Pro, or Super Switch, or Super Switch Deluxe, or... Damn, this is harder than I thought, actually. Okay, real talk. First thing I'm sure Nintendo is aware of is getting the naming correct and the marketing. One thing that destroyed the Wii U, and in relation almost Nintendo itself, was how the console was marketed to the casual audience. You and I know exactly what the next Switch is going to be. We watch YouTube videos, read articles, and do our research on everything gaming. The average consumer, on the other hand, does not. You have to make sure that everyone from a parent to a grandparent, even a young kid, can walk into a game store or order online without accidentally buying a previous console or hearing news about, oh, it's basically the same as the previous one, and then not buying it. You can't have that. The Switch is your biggest console ever sold, with the DS being the best-selling handheld ever. Whatever the name is, be it Super Switch, 3D Switch, Ultimate Switch, whatever, this console needs to be ready to go from the moment it's announced, with things like how it works, how it's the next step up from the Switch, will it have backwards compatibility, and so many more. Don't let people guess on the biggest factors. Everyone has a Switch. Give them reasons why someone should pick up a quote-unquote HD Switch. Here's hoping this all works out, but hopefully they have learned from their Wii U days. If they haven't, this could be disastrous. Okay, moving away from the naming, the next thing that the Super Switch really needs to have is the ability to still do docked and portable modes. The Switch paved the way for devices like the Steam Deck and other portable PC devices. While I know this is not something common in the world, I see people playing their Switch on the train ride to work and home every single day. Almost every single one of my students has a Switch / their family has one. Heck, even my wife's family has a Switch. So having the ability to still be portable while also docked for a living room setting is absolutely 100% still needed. It's clear that this is not a brand new console that's trying to change things up like the Wii and the Switch did. If even a small bit of the rumors are true, then we can expect an updated console with the new NVIDIA DLSS custom-made chip for this particular system, with basic specs to be around a PS4 and Xbox One. I mean, I've been saying it for years that a more powerful Switch hitting 60 FPS would just simply make me a happy customer. But again, I'm a minority when it comes to those who buy Nintendo consoles. Like I said before, you and I, yes, you watching this video right now, we're the minority of the buyers. The general public are the majority, and Nintendo has to find a way for those that I see on the train, my students and their families, to go out and buy a brand new console all over again without making the mistakes that the Wii U had. All right, enough marketing stuff. Let's get into the real important stuff, the games. Let's talk games. Games are what sell a console afterwards. One problem the Wii U had was the amount of games it released, including its first-party stuff. The Switch did not have this problem. Yes, some of its biggest hits were remasters from the Wii U games, but hey, it worked. Just look at Mario Kart 8. We literally did not get a new Mario Kart for 7 years that the Switch has been out. We actually got some DLC finally, like 5 years later, but regardless, that proves that it worked. Now, I might be smoking some copium here, but I really hope they have one of the following at the first launch day. I'm looking for either new Donkey Kong game, Mario Kart 9, or Metroid Prime 4. I know. Most likely, Metroid Prime 4 is in development hell, More likely than not, they're probably going to release something like a brand new 3D Mario game or something like that. I'm not expecting Zelda since we just got Tears of the Kingdom, but regardless, I would love to see it. And talking about Mario Kart 9, by the way, I know 8 could still be the big Mario Kart game, especially if this console has backwards compatibility, but regardless, I would like to see one of those 3 games. Obviously, you're going to have things like a new Zelda game eventually, a new 3D Mario, and many more that we'd expect from Nintendo. They seem to have learned their lesson from the Wii U going to the Switch in terms of the exclusives and all the games that are released and everything, so that's definitely a positive right there. But we'll have to wait and see if we're going to see some of those other named games. Or at the very least, if you don't have a Metroid Prime 4, maybe a Metroid Dread 2. Just saying, Metroid Dread was an amazing game, and I want more Metroid. So, yeah, just have more of that stuff, Nintendo. Now, this next point to go over is not only for the hardcore gamers, but also just for general buyers, since it relates to what I said earlier about convincing the average customer to buy a new console after having bought the current Switch and all the games that they most likely have with it. I'm, of course, talking about backwards compatibility. Now, Nintendo is not known as the most consumer-friendly system out there. Whether it's re-releasing the same NES games every single new console instead of simply letting it carry over from the previous system that you bought it on, or not being able to buy older games at all and then suing everyone into the ground who uses an emulator, Nintendo needs to let us play our old games that we bought on the Switch, both physical and digital, on this new system. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Just straight up, let us play our old games. If you don't, this isn't going to go the way you think it is. The last 2 things I want to combine into one, since one is kind of small and they can actually then lead into the final talking point. First bit is they need to fix the stick drift on the controller. Just get it done. The second thing that they need to fix from the Switch is the online. I'm talking everything from the online shop, playing games online, their paid subscription service, though do keep the family plan, that does need to stay. And finally, the absolute terrible voice app that they have through a freaking phone app. It's 2024, Nintendo, technically 2025 when this most likely launches. You better have a good online system when this thing launches. I actually talked to some of my students who have a Switch, because again, majority of them do. And I asked them, hey, just out of curiosity, do you use the app on your phone to talk online when it comes to playing Switch? Since a lot of them play games like Splatoon and everything. And they looked at me like I was a crazy person. One of my students literally came up to me and said, Sensei, are you feeling okay? So, case done. Fix it now. No more app on your phone. Don't care. Get rid of it. Look, I could go on and on about other things that we definitely need to see, but we've got a year until this thing is most likely released. I am super hyped. Don't get me wrong. I know I didn't go gushing over a lot of things that I would love to see and everything, because again, this is going to be an HD Switch, which is awesome. I want to get that 60 FPS. I want to get a more powerful system. But again, I am the minority. You watching this video are the minority when it comes to the people who are going to just go out and buy this. They know we're going to buy this. It's making sure it gets out to the general public that they have to really be able to work on. As stated in the tweet, their upcoming Direct in June, aka the E3 season, will not have any news on this. So the soonest that I expect to see anything from the Switch 2 or Switch Pro, well, probably still won't happen, is either going to be late August or October. Maybe around September, so it can kind of lead into the Tokyo Game Show timing. They won't announce it at Tokyo Game Show, they'll most likely just do that in a Direct or something like that, but it could be a cool place for some interviews and such. And, you know, if you happen to have it playable at Tokyo Game Show, then I'll definitely go try it out, because I go to Tokyo Game Show every year. Time's going to tell, obviously, but we'll know 100% by March 2025, as that will be exactly 1 year in the physical year since this tweet was released. With all that being said, though, I want to ask again, what do you want to see from the next Nintendo system? Do you think they're going to have the same problem as the Wii U? Will it outperform the Switch over time? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoy these types of videos, then a like on this particular video would be greatly appreciated, as it shows us in the analytics that you enjoy this stuff, and we will continue to make more of this. Also, we are super close to reaching our year-end goal of 5K subs, so if you really want to support us, hit that sub button. With all that being said, though, I've been Tallen with Direct Gaming. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you have a great day and week, and I can't wait to see you all in the next one. Johnny.